Hello and welcome to the We Recommend podcast, a movie podcast where every week we recommend a movie for you to watch, then come back here and listen to us discuss. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Jason.
And life is pain. Get used to it. This week we recommend The Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yes, I'm so excited. I love this movie so much.
Yeah, so this was the first time I watched it, and oh my gosh, like I couldn't believe it. Just when the credits were rolling, I was like, Shane Black, Renny Harlin, oh my God, Gina Davis, Samuel L. Jackson, Brian Cox. It's just so many people.
It's baller. Thank goodness, Halloween is over when this episode comes out,
Dude,
and we can get down to some Christmas movies, and that's what I think is at the core of this movie.
It's gonna be a little spoiler later for the bad, but you making me watch a Christmas movie during Halloween really pissed me off. God. When I turned it on and I was like, oh yeah, Shane Black wrote it. Of course it's going to be set during Christmas because everything he does is set during Christmas. I was so mad. I was like, dang it.
I think that's just what this movie's all about. The magic of Christmas.
Christmas.
Bombs, explosions.
Suck my peen.
One-liners. So many good one-liners.
Oh, it really does. I just like the movie because Shane Black, he wrote Predator.
Yeah.
The Lethal Weapon movies, those are his.
Hell yeah.
Iron Man 3, just some of the quippiest movies you've ever heard of. And it's just like, oh, this movie is going to be great.
This movie brought me to tears of happiness.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
It's funny because we were talking about doing Cliffhanger before. And of course, the director of this, Renny Harlin, was the one that directed Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
He also did Cutthroat Island. Have you heard of that? It's got Gina Davis in it. It's a pirate movie.
Gotta watch it now.
Cost like $90 million and only made like $10 million.
Ooh.
Came out right before this and like really stunted this movie's release.
Oh, no kidding. No wonder no one ever watched it.
Yeah, they were supposed to do The Long Kiss Goodnight before Cutthroat Island, but Gina Davis and Renny Harlin were already signed on to do that.
Oh.
He also did Deep Blue Sea.
Oh, yeah. That movie's cool, too.
It's so great.
I love Samuel L. Jackson so
Oh,
much.
man. He crushes. It's so nice.
He crushes and gets crushed in Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah, exactly. We get so used to Samuel L. Jackson being in the Marvel movies. It's just sometimes it's hard to remember, like, oh, yeah, he's like one of the best actors to ever do it,
Yeah.
Because you're just so used to like hearing them say like lame dialogue and just like, oh, here, let me say these 5 lines and then run away.
There's so many snakes on this aircraft.
Yeah, this aircraft has so many snakes. But yeah, and Shane Black, he directed Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Iron Man 3, The Nice Guys, the most recent Predator. I've never seen that one. And he did screenplays for Lethal Weapon, all 4. He just did the first one, and the characters are. Have you ever seen The Monster Squad? He wrote that. What about Last Action Hero?
Nope.
Last Boy Scout?
Maybe. I think I have seen Last Boy Scout a long time ago.
Gotcha.
Because it wasn't a murder movie.
Yeah. Oh, The Last Boy Scout. It's got like Bruce Willis and Damian Wayans.
God, why haven't I seen that?
It's great. It's really silly. It's funny because...
Are you insinuating that this movie is silly, sir?
Just a slight bit. I mean, maybe at the time it wasn't silly, but now watching it now, it's like the 90s. Let's go. You gotta love the 90s.
Cheesy 90s action flicks.
Yeah, it's so great. That's actually gonna be. I can't keep saying what things that are gonna age. I can't keep just doing our categories at the very end. But yeah. So let's see. Let's get some notes up in here. So Shane Black was paid $4 million to write this movie. $4 million.
He should have been paid $400 million.
Yeah, well, this was the highest fee a writer ever had taken a single script.
Wow.
And so he felt so bad about it. And he got so much crap from other writers because it kind of just messed up the industry for a little bit because people were like, how in the heck did this movie get $4 million just for this? But he was so popular. I mean, he wrote Predator and all these great, huge movies. And so he decided that he was actually just going to take like a 10-year hiatus
Are you fucking kidding me?
Just from blockbusters. He says, like, I'm not writing any more huge blockbusters.
He's like, I'm done writing good movies.
Yeah. But I mean, he still wrote some more because he did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which was the movie that brought back
that was
Robert
pretty
Downey Jr. Do you like that movie?
Yeah, that was all right.
That was actually going to end up being one of the
I liked it.
Christmas movies we're going to do.
I like it. I like that
But
movie.
we already did a Shane Black Christmas movie.
We can do more. Thank you, Shane.
Love that guy. So Shane sold the Long Kiss Goodnight to New Line. Wait, hold on. Yeah, so he sold the movie to New Line Cinema, and he specifically did it so that Renny Harlin and Gina Davis would do the lead role. But I guess New Line said that they considered having the script rewritten to turn Samantha and Charlie into a male character. Had they gone ahead with this, New Line execs were considering Sylvester Stallone and Steven Seagal for the
bullshit.
lead. Stallone would have worked, Seagal would have not.
Neither one of them, I don't think. I love a powerful woman.
Yeah.
That kills everyone.
And especially it's Gina Davis who doesn't do this.
Gosh, she's great.
This was just nothing. Like, I mean, you've never seen her do this.
I know. It's just amazing.
That was one of the nice things. I was like, Gina Davis, oh, snap. During Halloween, it should be Beetlejuice.
No, this movie was like, I used to watch this with my mom as soon as it came out to VHS.
Yeah.
It came out, what, in 2000? 1999, something. And
96.
Oh, 96. Excuse me.
Yeah, 1996.
But anyway.
Get it right.
Like, this was our bonding movie, like me and my mom and me and my aunt.
Really? This movie
was?
was?
Like, yes. It's this is what introduced me to girl power.
Mom, can we bond? Let's watch The Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yeah, that's how it went. I was
how many guys are going to call the girl a bitch? Oh, probably not a lot.
Oh, boomers. Oh, boomers.
So, apparently Samuel L. Jackson was supposed to die in this movie at the end.
What?
Yeah, he was going to die from his injuries. But I guess tests on it, audiences responded poorly to this cut of the film. One of the viewers shouted in the screening, "You can't kill Sam Jackson."
No, you cannot.
So they re-edited it, and Mitch's climactic interview with Larry King was added to the show that he did.
Who plays himself.
Yeah, I know. And it's got like one of the best lines at the end of any movie.
Yeah.
I was like, this movie's, oh man. It's like, I love Gina Davis in it, but man, Samuel L. Jackson's lines, he's so funny. Him and Brian Cox. Yes. Love Brian Cox. Yes, it's a lot of excitement. And tomorrow we'll go to the zoo. Which apparently was a line from The Last Boy Scout that that he just like he didn't use in that, so he put in this one.
Nice. So
Gina Davis had to practice holding her breath in the bathtub, preparation for the water wheel scene.
Yeah.
That scene was cool.
That was cool. I let you touch me, cowboy. I think I need a bath.
Right.
Oh, yes.
So it's impossible for Gina Davis, her character Charlie, to survive in this movie. At the opening, she hits a deer. She walks into the water, freezing cold.
Yeah, super cold.
It's like Pennsylvania. It's probably like 20 degrees out. She walks in it, then walks in snow, kills that deer, passes out. Then she has to jump into a river or lake that's covered in ice, gets out, never changes her clothes for the longest time.
She does put on a new jacket.
And then she gets captured, put on a water wheel, and dunked into this thing. It's like, how has she not died from frostbite or something?
If you mean hypothermia?
Yeah, any of it. She shouldn't have feet.
Like
from stepping in the water.
Government trained spies don't get cold.
That's true. I guess so. So this movie, pretty typical, made not enough money to make a profit because that's the only movies we do.
I'm really surprised that the Flophouse hasn't done something on this.
I think it might have flopped, but it's just considered. So critics love the movie.
Oh, of course.
But nobody went to go see it. Nobody's like, I don't want to see Gina Davis.
I'm going to petition Flophouse now.
I think it was a $65 million movie, and I think it made 90 or just a little over 100 million, which wasn't enough for a profit due to advertising and things like that.
Wow. Can't believe it.
Yeah, it sucks. And there was supposed to be a sequel. He intended to follow it up.
Now is the time.
That would be awesome. Just like she's older and it's still Gina Davis, but I don't even think she acts anymore.
Her daughter, Caitlin, comes back.
Yeah, she'd be old enough to be a spy.
She's an adult.
And Samuel L. Jackson has called Mitch his favorite role of all time.
Yeah.
It's like all the way from like Mace Windu, Jules from Pulp Fiction, and Nick Fury. Samuel L. Jackson has no shortage of great roles in his career. The actor has publicly confirmed that this a number of times in interviews and has also called The Long Kiss Goodnight in the film he most enjoys watching from his own body of work. Renny Harlin concurs with this, stating he considered the film to be his best work as a director, and I think that's absolutely true.
Fuck yeah.
This movie just straight rips and
So
dips.
excited.
Trying to
Did
think.
you watch this? Was this your gift to Natalie for your anniversary?
Yeah, that's what it was. She was like, thanks, I love it.
What was her opinion? Because
She
my
liked
wife
it.
will not watch this movie with me.
How come?
She refuses.
Why?
I don't know why.
She thinks it's going to be like a
Cheesy 90s action movie, yes.
Yeah, and it's like not going to be nice to women or anything.
I don't know. I think it's both at the same time not good to women, but also it's very empowering.
Hey, she wins.
From a male perspective.
She destroys. She can have a family and be a spy if she wanted
She
to.
can. She can do whatever she wants.
She can have a job and take care of children.
She can do everything.
That's what women
and
can
be
do.
Santa's wife.
I know, like it's just so wild. Everybody's so horned up at that freaking parade because of her. It's so funny. Oh, okay, man, let's go. Let's hop in it.
Hell yeah.
You ready to go? Film opens.
Was born ready.
Yes. The film opens with someone writing two different names. We see pictures of family and we see a bracelet with a key. It's all weird and done in 90s style where we're putting filters over it. It looks real cheesy and lame. And it's great. We see that it's Christmas. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Halloween's over, and now we're already in Christmas, even though Christmas started in September.
I think this movie trumps, for me at least, trumps Die Hard for the action Christmas movie. I see you making that face. If listeners, Jesse's making a face, and he doesn't think so, but I do.
I do not. I will say, which one's more of a Christmas movie? This one. Which one's a better movie?
This one.
Die Hard.
You're right.
It's Die Hard. Don't listen to him. It's Die Hard. It's Christmas.
Damn, Gina.
We're at a parade. Gina Davis is essentially just got like all the guys just cranking it to her because she's attractive as Mrs. Claus. Then we get narration saying she was only born 8 years ago. When I heard that, I was like, what the hell is this movie going to be about? Because I didn't know it was about spot. I didn't know anything going into it. So when I heard it was born 8 years ago, I was like, is this a Benjamin Button case here?
Yes.
We Benjamin Button Gina Davis over here? But we learned that she has amnesia. Before I go any further, so Sam Kane is like Samantha Kane. It's supposed to be her name. It's supposed to be it was
I have tears coming out my eyes right now.
Yeah, just so excited. Crap, I forgot the word. But whenever you can rearrange letters to spell out a word, do you remember what that is?
Oh God.
Oh God. Everyone's gonna beat me up after the podcast because I can't remember. Well, essentially Sam Kane is supposed to what is it? Yeah. Hold on. But so in the first draft of the script, the name Sam Kane was not an alias used by Charlie Baltimore, as it was in the finished script, but instead it was a creation of her mind as an anagram for amnesiac.
Cool.
So I just sounded dumb for a minute, because I couldn't remember anagram.
You saved it. You pulled it out.
We saved it. So she doesn't remember past 8 years ago. She has scars. She was 2 months pregnant when she woke up. That must have sucked to be like, what?
We've all been there.
So Caitlin, so we're going back. She's talking to her husband. There's like kids like on top of the tree house.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
And they're talking about, it's like, oh, mom's got amnesia. What? No way. That's not real. So she like pops up and is asking Caitlin for help in the kitchen. It's like, because I forgot where it's at. It's like, what? Boo. Just kidding.
Funny mom.
We see Samantha's hosting a party and stops a kid from smoking, and her boyfriend makes like a speech.
Yeah, it's just like, if I catch you smoking again, they'll never find the body.
Yeah. And like the husband's making a speech. He's like, I'm a good man. I don't cuss, smoke, or drink. Oh shit. I'm drinking and smoking right now.
Oh yeah, I love this toast. I want to give it. Because no one's ever seen this movie, no one will know that I completely what do you call it? Plagiarize? Yeah.
Plagiarize everything that you say.
Plagiarize a toast.
So we learned she's been hiring PIs to help figure out who she is. She started with the expensive ones, but now she's using the low rent ones essentially. And she's about ready to kiss her past goodnight. Words that she said.
Whoa.
The long kiss goodnight.
Dang, Jesse, so deep.
Roll credits. And then we cut to what looks like 3 cops arresting a man for prostitution.
Hell yeah.
It's like, you're assuming I won't shoot your sorry ass, but when you make an assumption, you make an ass out of you and umption.
Yes.
It's immediately when I heard that line, I was like, oh, this movie's going to be hilarious.
And then he hired bums to help him dress as cops.
Yeah, so essentially he's just swindling people. He hires his like secretary or fellow
this is like
PI
some
lady,
politician, right? Yeah.
and has her like pretend to be a prostitute to sleep with these people, and then like essentially just runs in pretending he's a cop to steal their money, and he uses homeless men.
Yeah.
And, like one of the homeless men pukes on the floor. It's like, ew, gross. So we learned that they're PIs. They found information on Samantha Kane. So apparently someone used a credit card of hers, and they're going to investigate. They're going to go visit her.
I know. He's like, you got to stop hiring bums. He says, no way. They work for food, and
they
look
just
like
work
cops.
for food. Yeah.
And so when they puke it up, is that like a refund?
Oh, it's so funny. That's so good. So we see Samantha. She's driving an old drunk man home. And he's like, I'm not drunk. Here, look at me. I can do this. And then cops a feel on Gina Davis as he's doing like the touch the nose thing or whatever, which causes her to miss a deer and swerve and wrecks into a tree.
She gets launched out of the front window.
This is rough though, because not only did they just like you could have just swerved and hit the tree and like she would have flown out. But instead, the deer gets stuck in the car and it's like kicking the guy's face and stuff. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, this is so kind of brutal.
It's awesome.
Then she gets flown out of the windshield, like all the way into the woods. It's insane.
Not wearing a seatbelt.
And then she gets up and she comes to. She's like, I guess, kind of remembering who she is. She has like flashes of previous life. She wakes up, walks into a river, freezing cold river, and
through like
a little stream,
foot of snow, and
then like breaks the deer's neck.
Yeah,
passes
snaps
out.
the neck. Why didn't she go warm herself on her friend's corpse?
I don't know.
That
maybe
was burning in the car.
Maybe don't kill the deer. Maybe go get the guy out of the car.
Well, I think at that point the car was already on fire.
He just had burns. I mean, he wasn't completely lit up.
But hey, that deer was suffering.
Guys out there, don't try to cop a feel on your girls, okay? Like, if they don't want to, like, don't try to just force yourself to cop a feel.
At least not your DD.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just let her get home.
They're doing you a favor.
Yeah, she's just trying to get you home, dude. Be a little more respectful, please. So we're at a prison, and someone is watching a parade. It's this one-eyed guy. It's the one with Samantha. I don't know why he's getting the parade in prison there.
He's one-eyed Jack.
He notices it, and then he says this line, which is almost exactly the way it sounds in The Thing. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yes, that's pretty good.
And the guy gets super angry. He's like shaking the TV. It's super hard to watch that TV.
He gets so angry he breaks out of prison.
I know, isn't that insane? I was fine here. Now I'm breaking out. So he cuts to Samantha in a hospital bed. Her boyfriend kisses her eyes, and she has visions
weird,
of herself.
Though? It's not weird? Like he kisses her eyeball.
No, it's just like sleep.
What if he just like slipped her the tongue, like
just
all over the eyeball,
gets inside the eyelid. Just,
okay,
you couldn't see it. You couldn't see what I was doing, but it was gross, and I'm absolutely sorry.
All right.
I'm resigning.
You're welcome.
I'm resigning from the podcast. Jason's the host now. Only. So the boyfriend kisses the eye, and she starts having visions of herself looking at a mirror on a cliffside. She tells herself to smoke a cigarette. She says her name is Charlie, and she's coming back.
She's like, but I don't smell.
I love it. Like this is so lame and great.
Yeah, it's so lame and cool.
It's like it looks bad and everything, and
it's on like the cliffside.
I wouldn't trade it for anything. So we get to Mitch. He's talking to his son. He's giving him a gift. His mom says that he steals the gifts he gives. It's like, don't worry. I steal them on the other side of town or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's like not in the same neighborhood that they steal.
So, yeah, his son's father does not think that he's a good person. And he's really not. I mean, he's blackmailing all these people. And you learn later that he got out of prison and all this stuff.
Hey, he's just doing what he's got to do to get some money, man.
Yeah, man. I guess.
He's on that grind. That hustle life.
I do the same.
So Mitch gets like a pager. He makes a call to the assistant. Apparently they found.
Don't you love that, the pager?
Yeah,
Didn't they like bring you back?
I wish
I never had one.
I told you. I said we need one. We need to get some pagers, and that's how we talk to each other. We just page each other.
And then I go to a payphone and call you.
I page you. Hey, text me. It's like, okay, you could just text me. So Mitch makes a call. His assistant found more information on Samantha. An old landlord lady kept all of Samantha's stuff after she disappeared, and she has a postcard. Mitch is going to visit Samantha tonight. I'm sure everything's going to be normal when he goes to visit.
Yeah, there's a postcard telling Max, her uncle, that she is engaged.
Yes, to this guy.
To another man.
And there's an address on it.
And there's an address.
Yeah. Great. First time I watched it, I wasn't gaining any of this information. I was like, who's the postcard? Who's Max? What's this? She's engaged? Man, I don't know what's going on. Second time watching, I was like, oh, now I understand what's moving the plot forward. So we cut to Samantha and her family making dinner. She's struggling with a carrot. Hey, you going to take that carrot to school with you tomorrow?
Got an ETA on that carrot.
And then she starts getting really good at cutting it.
Yeah.
I'm a chef. I must have been a chef. They're just chopping everything in the fridge.
Throwing shit at her.
It's just like, hey, you keep cutting, lady.
It's like a fun family moment.
Thing is, once she goes to the end of this and she becomes like just a family like wife now, she's going to be so good at cooking. She's going to be... Seriously, like I would just love to have the ability to like hurry up and cut things like that when cooking, especially garlic, because it takes so long to mince garlic. Oh, if I could do this, it'd be amazing. And then she gets too into it, and they throw a tomato, and she throws it up and throws a knife into the center of it.
Spears it into the cabinet.
And
it's awesome.
Her boyfriend is just like, wait a second. Yeah. She's like, chefs do that. Like, no, they don't. They don't, in fact, do that. And then we cut to a man torturing somebody. It's our boy, Timothy. He wants to know if the man knows anything about Project Honeymoon, which I'm sure we won't hear anything about at all through this film 1,000 times.
Nope.
The guy torturing says he doesn't know when someone is lying to him, and then he gets like a phone call. It's like his special trait. He knows when someone's lying.
He's like that new show that's out where the lady can tell. This is where it started. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay.
I can't either. Not off the top of my head. No. I've seen a bunch of movies and shows like this, though. So the guy from prison is mad after seeing Samantha, the guy
and
torturing
this is why you don't
Timothy.
Trust carolers.
Yes, exactly. Timothy was supposed to have killed Samantha, but he didn't. Well, he was the one-eyed man was supposed to kill Samantha.
One-eyed Jack.
Yeah, one-eyed Jack, and Timothy was kind of there with him. We'll learn a little later. So they decide that they're going to tap some guy's phone in Massachusetts. We'll later learn that this is Nathan. That we'll meet later, Brian Cox.
Hell yeah.
So Samantha is teaching her kid to skate. She's real bad at skating, and she's real bad at teaching right now.
Oh, she's so scared of skating.
Yeah, because she falls and hurts her arm. You can hear like the crack and the sound effects. I was like,
yeah, but she gets all crazy.
Yeah, she tells her to get up and act tough.
She's like, stop being a baby.
Stop being a little baby and get up. Life is pain. Get used to it.
Hell yeah.
And then we cut to her being home.
So excited right now. I fucking love this show.
The boyfriend is tucking in the daughter. Samantha is hiding in the treehouse. And he comes up. It's like, treehouse? I thought you wanted a doghouse. Because she should be in the doghouse after that.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand why she acted that way to her daughter. She doesn't even remember what she said to her.
Oh.
Dang, that sucks.
It happens, though.
Yeah.
You know?
And then they hear carolers outside. And
Danger.
I think we're about to both probably connect on one moment in this scene.
Ejaculate immediately because it's so cool.
So they the carolers have guns to their heads. We see that it's the man from prison.
And they're singing like all off tune.
Yeah,
and
they're all scared and making faces of like, what's going on here? So she opens up the door and the carolers run away and the man just like starts shooting at her. And then, like, there's fighting. He's beating up the boyfriend. Almost shoots the daughter.
Somehow his shotgun has a grenade launcher.
Yeah,
on
I was
it?
like, what the heck?
Hell yes,
and
sir.
Then the best part of the entire movie happens.
Where he throws their daughter.
Gina Davis just straight out yeets her daughter out of the house into the treehouse.
Through the hole that the guy blew in the house.
Dude, it was so insane. I looked over and saw Natalie's face, and she's just like, what? It was so funny.
I love this so much.
I was clapping. I was fist pumping. I was like, let's
see, he gets it.
Go. It was so wild. I couldn't believe it. Like, how have I not seen that clip on anything? How's that not a GIF or something? It's so crazy. And so eventually she gets the upper hand on this guy, breaks his neck, throwing.
She hits him with a pie.
Hits him with a pie and then breaks his neck. Yeah.
Yes.
And then she turns to her boyfriend. Chefs do that.
Yeah, they do.
Chefs love doing that.
And then she remembers that, oh crap, I'm a mom.
Yeah, I'm a mom. I got to be normal now.
And after she licks the blood off her finger.
And now probably has a disease. Because I just feel like that guy has a disease, right?
He was gross.
Yeah, he just seems like he probably shot up some drugs and didn't use clean needles. So Mitch shows up and put Caitlin in his car. The cops show up and are ready, like, black man at this house. We're going to kill him.
Immediately pull the guns on him.
It's like, whoa.
But the daughter,
calm
saves
down.
him.
She's safe, yeah.
She's like, don't shoot him.
Don't shoot him. He's my best friend.
He's saving me. Oh, man, it's so great.
And then we are at the White House. Boom, boom, boom. We see that Mr. Perkins is meeting with the president.
Which, that is the name of the daughter's bear.
Oh.
Mr. Perkins.
Oh, that's so awesome. I did not realize that. Wow. Now. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I need someone to come over here and pick my brains up off the floor. He explains Samantha used to be an agent in something called Chapter. It's like a organization, I guess.
Yeah, secret spy organization, yeah. Sure.
Perkins recruited her because she was the daughter of a friend. He thought she has been dead for 8 years. President's like, I'm cutting your funding. Does this ring a bell?
Oh,
healthcare.
No. Yeah, well, he says,
like,
your funding went to healthcare, which is great.
Yeah.
We need this guy for
president. Doesn't mean you have to do terrible things because of it. And it's like, there's no way they cut funding to this organization for healthcare. That just doesn't happen. That would never happen.
It did, and that's why this movie is political.
It would never happen in real life.
No, it wouldn't.
So Mitch and Samantha, they're gonna take a trip to find where like Nathan and Brian Cox is and stuff like that. Yep. They're going to the address on a postcard.
So Mitch is like helping her with the luggage. Samantha is saying goodbye to her family. She gives the bracelet with the key on it to her daughter, puts it on Mr. Perkins, the bear.
God dang bear.
Says, burn a candle in the window for me. It's called a vigil.
Holy crap, I didn't need to do any notes. You got this, bro.
Light a candle in the window. It's a
Creedence Clearwater
CCR.
Yeah. CCR. Dang. Okay, Big Lebowski.
Thanks.
So they're going to the address on the postcard. She asks how he got so far when the others didn't. Mitch sees a girl running before he can answer and nearly runs off the road. She's like, is your neck okay from the whiplash you just got? It's such a random little like scene here. And it's like, if it's any consolation, you got her beat neck up.
You got to be hands down and from the neck up.
Or just from the neck up. It's like, oh, so you're just looking at her boobs. It's like, hey.
He said, you can see him coming from around the corner. You got time to comb your hair. It's so horrible.
It's like, what? Why is this here? I guess it's supposed to be like, oh, Gina Davis, she doesn't have the athletic enough body to be like a spy and stuff. So blah, 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 or whatever.
No, Mitch is just a dirty dude.
Yeah, I know, but it's kind of setting up for the fact that it's like, there's no way this woman could be like athletic spy or anything.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't even have a body like that girl, blah, or whatever. She finds a book with the name Nathan on it and is going to call him. We learn that it's Brian Cox. Apparently, they just called some realtor and got his number. And then we cut to his wife at a dinner table. Nathan and his wife at his dinner table.
Does Alice seem a little too old for Brian Cox?
Yeah, she seems like maybe 10, 20 years older.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how old Brian Cox is because, like, this was in 1996. And if you watch Succession now, it's like, dude, like, how old have you been old?
He's been old his whole life.
He's been old forever. It's wild.
Oh, but I love this scene because he's talking about the dog.
It's like the dog's just going down on his butt. He's like, he's been licking his asshole for 3 hours. Whatever is there is either gone or there to stay.
he's like, I don't think anything there requires more than 1 hour attention.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a funny line.
It's gone for good.
And it's like, while watching the movie, Grace is just licking herself. It's like, stop.
Oh, man.
And then Samantha calls from the phone. She is asking for her full name. He's like, I don't care. What's my full name? And he says Chapter thinks she's dead, and her full name is Charlene Elizabeth Baltimore. He's going to meet them at a train station in the morning, but we learned that Perkins had the phone tapped and knows the location now. And we still don't know what Perkins is up to. They're all staying at a motel for the night. While on the phone, Samantha is writing her new name down.
Yeah, she's talking to
her
daughter.
Memory. Yeah. We got Mitch singing the blues. He sings the things that he does so he doesn't forget that he did them, essentially. It's his own form of fighting amnesia, I guess.
I love what this next... Heck yeah. I love that. And then he's like, why do you curse so much? And she's like, what are you, Mormon?
And it's like if I was Mormon, I would be able to have all this.
He's like, yeah, I'm Mormon.
Vodka tonic.
That's why I just smoked a pack
cigarettes.
of Newports and drank 3 vodka tonics.
Yeah. So Mitch says when they first met, she never cussed. He's like, you would say, like, gosh darn it.
Oh, phooey, I burned the darn muffins.
She kicks him out. She goes through her briefcase and finds parts of the gun. Then she starts, like, putting it together real fast. She sees her reflection in the mirror, like, change and, like, cut her throat. It's like, what? Mitch runs into the room and she almost shoots him. She's like, I'm out of here. Mitch says he's going home, gives her money back. She says she is trapped like in a prison. It's like, hey, do you know what that's like? He's like, yeah, I've been in prison for 4 years.
I ain't going back.
He explains while they're in the car that he was a cop in Atlanta and his partner didn't like him. And so one day, I guess whenever his partner was sick or whatever, wasn't around, the cops were called on him, and they found a bunch of the bonds of his partner in Mitch's closet. She's like, "Oh, they set you up?" No, I stole them. He's like, "I've never done one thing right in my life."
I know, yeah, and it's just the part that just makes me love his character. He's like, he's trying to, at least as best as can, to do the right thing.
Yeah, and I like that he wasn't a good guy. Or he says like, "No, I've been doing everything wrong my entire life. This is my one chance to make it right."
Yeah.
So he changes his mind and he asks for the money back. And they're going to the train station. And there's a line. Oh, yes, I love this line. Because they're talking and it's like, oh, you got that Christmas spirit. He's like, bah humbug. Now look at the window and shut up.
Yeah.
That's the line I meant to do at the beginning. I forgot. Now look at the window and shut up. Got a huge laugh from me and Natalie. It's so clever. The movie's so cleverly written. It's so great. He was like perfect to do an MCU movie. It's so they're at the train station. Mitch says he has a bad feeling about this because he's Han Solo all of a sudden.
He gets the gun out of the trunk.
Keys in my left pocket. But my gun in my right.
Yeah.
And then she's like, hey, your gun's bulging out of your pockets. Want me to stick it in my pants and blow my dick off? It's like,
now you're a sharpshooter.
Now you're a sharpshooter.
Oh, God. I love it so much.
So she walks up to the bar. Timothy's buying her a beer. This is the bad guy from earlier. He's trying to see if she remembers him. It's like this awkward scene. Timothy tells people to, and she's like, no, I don't remember. He's like, oh, I can tell. I can tell when someone's lying. Well, anyways, sorry, see you later. It's like, okay, dude.
And then he's like, he calls the goons.
Yeah, Timothy tells people to come kill them both. A guy walks up to him, they think it's Nathan, but then last second he pulls out a gun, tries to kill him, but...
Hell yeah, Gina.
I guess at this point now she's Charlie. She puts a hand in his pocket and starts shooting everybody.
She reaches her hand into Mitch's pocket, which has the gun.
Yeah.
Shoots through his jacket. Bam, 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 kills him.
Yeah, it's awesome. So then they run out. A ton of people are trying to shoot them. They get into this hallway. It's like, all right, let's make a run for it. And a grenade comes falling out. The most insane grenade in the history of the planet, by the way.
Grenades don't do this.
Grenades don't. I mean, this was like C4 bombs, like all in this hallway all of a sudden. So like they're having to run out. She shoots the window and then she starts shooting the ice down at the bottom.
Dude.
And they fall in. And then as they're getting out, now Gina Davis as Samantha's like, what happened? Mitch, I saved your ass. It was great. Oh, it's so funny. And then Nathan pulls up and they get away. We see that he is super serious. He tells Samantha was just a cover story for Charlie. Apparently, she's an assassin from the United States government.
He should know. He trained her.
He trained her. Her father was in the Royal Irish Rangers. He was murdered in Belfast, and Perkins adopted her. And, well, I guess more recruited her.
Yeah.
Years ago, she was signed to take out Daedalus. What was his name?
Yeah, Daedalus.
Daedalus. And Timothy, but she failed on her mission and she'd rather die.
And Daedalus is like an arms dealer.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to kill him.
With Timothy, yeah. Mitch starts putting on some wild clothing.
Yeah, that was
got a fuzzy hat and everything.
Yeah,
green fuzzy hat. Mitch is pretty suspect of Nathan, so they decide that they're going to beat him up and take his car.
Yeah, they're like, how would they know to meet us that we were going to be there unless you told them?
Or your phones were tapped. And either way, we can't trust you now.
Still hits him with a tire iron.
Hey, but guess what? None of this would have happened if they just trusted him.
Yeah. I mean, he knees him in the crotch real good.
Yeah. So they thought he was a lunatic, and they're going to go see the person from the postcard.
And she's like, are you feeling what I'm feeling? He's like, I hope not. My balls are hurting.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. And then they see a guy, he's chopping wood. He seems like a nice, just like, down-home man, just chopping some wood, getting some fire going. He seems to know her. She thinks that they were going to get married. Mitch doesn't trust him, though. Pulls out a gun on him immediately. This is my daughter.
Yeah.
I'm very protective.
It's my only daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They discuss if they can trust him or not. They're like in this barn area. She says all these things are coming back to her. He doesn't own a TV. He sits down when he pees. And he's like, what did he say? He's like, stop, you're making me horny or something. Something like that. Something weird. And she's going to go talk to him alone. And while they're walking, Nathan sneaks up on Mitch with a gun. He explains that she was never engaged. He says that Charlie doesn't have an uncle and that Luke was the target. They try to stop her, but a helicopter shows up and starts shooting at him.
Damn.
Luke knocks her out.
Oh.
Got to her being tied up on a water wheel.
Fuck yeah.
This is terrifying.
It rules.
I would have probably died the first.
It's so cold.
The first time they put me in it. I'd be like, dude, okay, I know everything. Shoot me in the face. And we see Luke and Timothy are talking. They're trying to get information on her and how much she remembers from the past. His real name is Daedalus. They dunk her underwater. We see Nathan is dead underwater. Rest in peace. Brian Cox's character. Not in it long enough.
No. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, he
had some great lines when he came in. He comes in firing lines. Like, just immediately the dog stuff. It's like, yes, a lot of excitement. Next time we'll go to the zoo.
Oh, it sucks. Yeah, he's dead. And then, they bring her up and she's starting to kind of, she doesn't remember right at first. Mm-hmm. And then he dunks her again and she's like, watch your back. Yeah,
something switches in her head and she sees her past. The one-eyed guy and Timothy are going to kill her and dump her body because she's in the trunk. But when the one-eyed guy goes to drug her with the needle, even though she's I guess he's just going to poison her or something.
Yeah, but he was going to kind of rape her a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I figured. She takes the needle and breaks it into his eye.
Yeah.
But she ends up getting shot in the head and falls off the cliff. I guess just grazed the side of her head. I can only say.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And, yeah, sure.
And Charlie is officially back.
I love this, but it's like a rebirth. Because they're talking about when he's about to dunk her, Daedalus is about to dunk her in the water. He's like, no woman is ever as beautiful as when her face is racked with pain. And welcome
it's childbirth,
childbirth,
or
whatever. And this is kind of like a rebirth of her.
Yeah, cool. They should have just killed her. It's like, why?
Yeah, he should have killed her immediately.
So when she comes back up, let me go and I'll leave the use of your legs.
Yeah, he's like, I'll let you touch me, cowboy.
Yeah.
I think I need a bath.
Yeah. So he dunks her again. She gets a hand loose and grabs Nathan's gun.
That he always keeps next to his crotch.
Yeah.
Mr. Willie.
It's because agents don't like touching other men's penises.
Yeah.
They'd rather just not do their job, apparently. They come off a little gay, I guess. I don't know. He brings her up and she kills him. We cut to Mitch tied up naked in the basement. Or a cellar.
Everybody
we hear a bunch of gunshots. The cellar door opens and it's Charlie. Samantha is no more.
Hell yeah.
Now we're in Atlantic City. I'm assuming, right? New Jersey. That has to be Atlantic City.
I don't know. I don't know where Atlantic City
Well,
is.
I just know that's like the Jersey Shore right there. So she's showering, and now she is different. She does her makeup different and dyes her hair blonde.
Yeah. I almost thought for a second that she was going to do that TikTok thing where they're wiping the mirror, and then but no, she opens the mirror and then she closes it.
Hey, this movie was influential.
They don't know. These girls,
they don't know. They don't know nothing. So Mitch wakes up. He's in this fancy hotel. He finds a picture of Samantha and family, but Samantha is ripped off. Then she comes up, Charlie does, to Mitch, and it's like, ooh, you're sleeping there. Shows her boobs, rips it off.
Yes, I love it.
It's like, I did it to distract you. It's like something about like, that's what like.
When they were going to deflower virgins.
Yeah, they'd bite their ears so they wouldn't. I was like, zoinks. Yikes. And she introduced, I'm Charlie the spy. Nice to meet you.
And she starts trying to make out with him. Where is that?
No, it's a little later.
Oh, wait, my bad.
Right now, Mitch is trying to buy that she's a trained killer. Like, she doesn't believe, but there's guns everywhere. Charlie says that Samantha is a total fabrication and completely gone. Mitch doesn't believe that she is completely gone, though. She's talking about, like, you should call your kids. She says that she's going back to a chapter and forgetting the last 8 years ever happened. And then we cut to Perkins, because Charlie is calling Perkins now. She says she completed the assignment and wants to come in. She said she will call them when she's ready. We see that Perkins is working with Timothy, though, one of the old enemies and new friends. So then you cut the funding. It's like, I guess we can only go to terrorists now.
Yep.
Nothing else we can do. There's no other options. Then we cut to Mitch. He's making a phone call on the payphone. He says he will be back at midnight to make another phone call, but really, Charlie's just testing Perkins. She wants to see if they can trust him because he knows that he's bugging the phone.
Because if it's true, they're going to send someone to torture Mitch.
Yeah.
and
then
Mitch
kill
is not
her.
okay with this.
It's like, what are you talking about? And then we cut back to inside the hotel room. Charlie's wanting to have sex with Mitch. He's biting his ears. But Mitch thinks it's so that she can officially bury Samantha once and for all. Tells her to call her kid. She's upset, saying she didn't have the kid. Samantha
Nobody asked her.
Yeah, no one asked me. It's like, lady, you're already pregnant. Like, I don't know. What's Samantha going to do? Wake up and be like, did I want this kid? Did I not want this kid?
She don't know.
So she leaves, and a guy tries to jump her in the alley. Mitch shows up to save her.
I love this part.
They're arguing
so
at gunpoint.
She's like,
I got a gun here. So?
yeah. And then like Mitch shows up, points a gun at his head.
Yeah.
He's like, hey. They're like talking about it. They're like, why'd you come here? Headhunters never act alone.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, hey, remember me? I got the gun.
It's like, shut up.
She just kills everybody.
Just kills everybody because like 5 more people come up. So, and then like they're driving off and they're just kind of arguing in the car. She keeps saying like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to get out of town and whatever. And Mitch says, you keep saying like you don't need me anymore.
I know.
She's like, you're
pitiful.
right. Kicks him out. He's just laying in the street. It's like 2 to 3 minutes of Sam Jackson just laying in the middle of the road smoking a cigarette. And then she immediately pulls back around and says, get in. He's like, oh, did you think of a reason to need me? She's like, yeah, get in. So we find out she's going to leave the country, but she needs money and a passport. So she needs the key from the bracelet that she gave Perkins the bear and her daughter. They have to go back home.
Nothing's ever easy when you're a spy.
Yep. She's going to sneak into the house so she can get the bracelet. Mitch is the lookout and is supposed to like honk the horn. If,
yes, miss.
If she sees it, I'll be honking. Yeah. He quotes Driving Miss Daisy. She's going back to her house. She sees the kid that was smoking from earlier and says, I'll blow your head off if you say anything to anybody else. The kid's like, I'm never smoking again.
He pees his pants.
This lady is crazy.
So scared. She shows up with a gun.
Yeah, like the giant gun she built out of her briefcase. It's awesome. So she's going into her daughter's room. She finds the bracelet on Perkins the bear. She goes to look at the window and sees her daughter at the nativity scene.
I love, like, they were talking about the nativity scene at the very beginning, how he got the wise men be played by teenage girls.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, this
like
is the first nativity scene where the Joseph stares at the wise men's tits.
Oh, God, it's so funny. But while she's like looking at her daughter, she's using the scope from the gun to do it. It's so wild. Mitch sees that a suspicious car is coming, though. He starts honking the horns, and Mitch is being chased by the car. She puts on some ice skates.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because she can't catch up the car. She skates on the ice to catch up.
Ridiculous.
It's so like
so
when she's skating, it's going slow motion. It's supposed to be dramatic, and it's like
she's a speed skater now.
It's like you guys did not realize that this is the dumbest thing.
No,
ever.
Jesse. No, she skates real fast.
It's dumb in a good way. I love it. I had no issues with it, Jason. Like I'm not
sorry.
I'm not upset. I'm not upset about it.
I made an ass out of me and Umption.
Yeah, just looks really dumb. But she kills the guy in the cars. Headshots, all three of them. We cut to inside the church though. We see her daughter. Then all of a sudden, a little thingy's on her face, and she gets gassed. And Timothy's kidnapping Charlie's daughter, Caitlin. Oh no. She tells, so this one parent sees her and has like 3 kids. It's like, do you want 2.4 kids or 3?
Yeah, he's got the knife out of her necks.
I was like, okay, yeah, I want 3 kids, so go. I'm calling the cops as soon as you leave. Yeah. I'm going to go tell somebody that I just saw this. So Charlie and Mitch are heading off to get the money, and Charlie gets a phone call. It's Timothy. He says that he has the kid. He tells her to go to the Holiday Inn so he can give a location to meet. They decide instead to go to a phone company so that they can track the call themselves.
Yeah, he just busts open the door with his gun.
Yeah, it's like AT&T, and they're like, ah!
You got 40 seconds to patch me. Make me a patch.
Make a patch. So Timothy wants to trade Charlie for the girl. They figure out that he is at Niagara Falls. Apparently her and Timothy bump pelvises.
Whatever that means.
6.
Yeah.
What else would it mean?
I know.
She knows they're trying to do Operation Honeymoon. She's like, Operation Honeymoon still? Taking 8 years to do Operation Honeymoon. So we're at Niagara Falls. They are hiding in the woods. It's a massive secret operation. Charlie sees Perkins is there, though.
I know, like, they're hiding in the woods, and they're like, they see there's like 20 goons on snowmobiles coming down, and she's like, oh, now we don't have a chance.
It's like, is this the best place to do this? I mean, it just seems like a very non-discreet location to do this. People are going to be flying, because people fly over with helicopters all the time to look at the Niagara Falls. They're going to be like, why is there army people down there? Should we get out of here?
They love Niagara Falls.
So Timothy says that they have a bomb, and that the Patsy is also ready to go. Perkin gives the kid a doll to play with because the kid is there with them.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to have the doll. I want to have the kid something to play with on Christmas Day. It's like, I'm not a complete monster.
Yeah.
Because he was talking about, like, we're monsters for doing this. Yeah. Perkins did.
He feels bad.
So.
As he should.
Charlie wants Mitch to stay in the woods. Charlie's going to go get the kid. She says, they're going to blow my head off. It's the last time I'll be pretty. And then they kiss. It's weird. I don't get.
Yeah, it's kind of sweet.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks, bro. Love you. Good game. Go get him, Tiger. She sees a candle in the window. That's how we know Caitlin's there. It's the vigil. So she goes, she gets her, shoots the guy through the peephole. It's awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Mitch gets captured in the woods, though. Dang
Immediately.
It, Mitch.
As soon as Gina walks away.
It's like you should have looked around a little bit at least. Then the alarms, they're going off. Everybody's coming after Charlie. She slides down into the cellar and starts just firing wildly for no reason.
And for some reason, none of the tankards of kerosene explode.
Yeah. Because it's only if you have a spark, and I guess there was no spark.
Yeah, sure.
So she shoots a bunch of giant things of kerosene, and she's trapped. But then she has an idea because she's looking at the kerosene and looking at the doll.
Yeah.
I didn't really notice it the first time, and then I'm like, oh, yeah. So now they're held hostage.
But she somehow filled the baby with kerosene.
Ripped off the head.
Yep.
Put it back on. She asks why they're working with the enemy. Perkins says it's due to budget cuts. She's like, that's what this is about? Budget cuts?
Yeah,
seriously?
For real? Dog?
They explain that they're going to fake a terrorist bombing so they can get a budget increase.
They
kill
4,000 people.
They said apparently that they did that
at the World Trade
bombing. Yeah, that was apparently the government doing it.
Right.
It's like, man, we just always had conspiracy theories
ever
since
never happens,
forever.
ever,
We've always had false flag conspiracy theories. They put them in the movies. No wonder we think it in real life. So Charlie,
that kind of reminds me of something that Brian Cox said earlier. When he pulled out the tire iron, when Mitch pulls out the tire iron, he's like, "Yes, sir. Can I help you?" It's like, This is not an episode of television.
Yeah, exactly. It's not an episode of television. So Charlie asks what they plan to do. So, because they put Charlie and the daughter into the freezer.
Like a deep freezer. You got the Arab dude there hanging on a meat hook.
So Charlie asks what the plan is. Timothy says that they're going to blow up a town and use a Muslim guy as a patsy. Then he says he's going to kill her and the daughter. Charlie reveals that the girl is his daughter says to look in her eyes.
He's real mean to this daughter.
Yeah.
He's like, bring my little bitch here.
Bring this little bitch in here. Then he looks in her eyes and he's like, oh, wait, it actually might be. But actually, I don't care.
I'm a bad guy.
Then goes to get in to looks back. You could see that a little bit of him's like,
this is one of my favorite things.
It's like, wait, should I not do this?
But like, she's like, you're going to die screaming.
Yeah, they're going to freak. Yeah, and she's like,
am I telling the truth?
Yeah, it's so good. It's such a good line. So then we see Charlie. She's grabbing like a meat hook out of the freezer and it's like hitting the ground, trying to just make a little crease between under the door and the floor so that she can take the baby
she gets
doll.
Going immediately after they close the door.
Yeah, you have to. You got to go. It's time to go. It's game time. So what she did, she makes a little like
little
tunnel,
trench,
trench under the door, like pokes a hole in the baby doll, and it's like just dripping out kerosene.
Yeah, well, she makes it pee.
Yeah, it makes it pee.
I guess it's supposed to be one of the pee dolls.
Oh, I thought she just poked a hole in it or something.
No, I think it's supposed to be one of the baby pees in a diaper doll.
Oh, well, that's cool.
And she just like squeezes it all out.
The kid's like,
she takes out her daughter's retainer from her mouth.
Yeah, to use it as like a little funnel almost. Yeah, it's pretty funny. So we see that the bad guys are also setting up a bomb while all this is happening. Timothy goes to Mitch, who is tied up. He throws a knife at his penis. Timothy's like, all right, since it's Christmas, do you want to die by gun or knife?
Gun, definitely gun.
Yes, definitely gun. Timothy is taking a little too long to kill Mitch, though.
This is my favorite scene, I think. Oh my God.
It's wild. Charlie is struggling to get a spark for the gas, but luckily, Caitlin has matches in her cast for the candles. Oh. So many conveniences.
I got chills in my body.
If she didn't have the baby doll, what would they have done? If she didn't talk about a candle, what would they have done? It'd all been over. Timothy says the bomb explodes in 25 minutes. Charlie lights the gas and the cellar goes boom.
Well, she pulls out the matches. She's like, Mommy, I got these for your candle.
Yeah.
And then Charlie goes, and then she's like, oh, thanks. She lights the match. She goes, hey, should we get a dog?
Mm-hmm.
And the daughter's like, Mommy, are we going to die? No.
Close your ears.
They are.
Yeah.
Yes. I was like, raise my hands and
it's
joyous.
Awesome. And then we get the bomb. Timothy saying the bomb's going to explode in 25 minutes. And then Mitch flies out of the hotel when the bomb explodes.
Through the sign, like the hotel sign.
That guy's dead. He's
breaks
dead.
It.
He should have died at the end of this movie. There's no way he survives.
He is not in good shape.
And he immediately throws a knife and hits the guy right in the head.
I know. And then you see it, like his face. He's like, "Holy shit!"
He's like, "Hey, did I do that? Am I a spy too? Do I have amnesia?" So Charlie is out and tells Caitlin to run and hide. Caitlin, the idiot, decides to hide in a truck.
In the bomb truck.
That's going to explode. Like, what are the odds? It's like, lady, run to the woods. Why are you running into a truck where all the people are? We see them load the car with the Muslim guy in it. Charlie and Mitch are talking over walkie because they ended up getting walkies and guns. Mitch says he's going to make a break for the kid and she's going to be the cover fire for him. Mitch gets shot multiple times and we think he might be dead.
Well, wait, before that, there's another good one-liner. She's like, there's got to be 20 guys here. How are you going to make it? He's like, well, kill them for me, bitch.
Yeah.
What are you good for?
What are you good for?
Oh, my God. Okay.
No, that part rules. I thought I put it in my notes. I guess I missed it. So we think Mitch is dead because he got shot multiple times. We see that it fell near the car where the Muslim's car is. We see him groaning, and he notices the car, though. And we think that's going to be the last time we ever see Mitch.
Yeah, he's fucked up. He got shot in the chest.
He's like, just like so much blood coming out of his mouth. It's
not
wild.
doing well.
So Charlie is making a break for the truck. She steals a car and heads to town. They're having a Christmas parade on Christmas Eve. It's usually you do that a little earlier, but that's fine. She catches up with a truck and steals the truck. She's trying to drive it away from town. I don't know how she caught up with that truck because last time we saw her, she was running towards it and it was also driving. So. She tries using the brakes on the truck to slow down because they're starting to go down a hill now.
And the brakes are
brakes are cut.
They bust.
They bust or are cut. I guess they were just busted.
And she's like, it's not fair.
It's
not fair.
very inconvenient. She's losing control of the truck, and then she's just like, screw it.
She's suck my dick.
Yeah. She wrecks it through the thing, and it tips over on one side. Luckily, not the side the daughter is on.
Yeah, thank goodness.
That would have been horrible.
Yeah. Ooh.
So after the crash, she's like out onto the road. Timothy immediately starts coming and beat her up. They fight, and then all of a sudden there's this like grates that are open, and they fall in.
Yeah.
And it's like where they haven't put...
well, they're on the bridge.
Because they're on a bridge, and they haven't completed it yet. So there's a little hole.
There's like, the little like service grate or whatever.
Yeah. And they're fighting on like these nets. It's a really cool fight scene. I love this. And then like eventually she gets the upper hand, and Timothy falls.
He reaches for the gun, and then she just lets go and grabs onto him. Yeah,
and he completely falls off into the water. And like, oh, he's dead. But nope, it actually goes into like the river or ocean.
This is the fugitive tunnel.
Yeah.
It's the same one.
Yeah, it's the same one. But he came out in the ocean. Charlie goes and gets her daughter, but there's a helicopter in the sky shooting at her. She was able to shoot them, though, and they kind of... One guy falls. He catches on fire because a flare gets lit into the helicopter.
Yeah, he like shoots...
falls and gets stuck in all the Christmas...
Just hanging upside down on flame, on
it's
fire.
All on fire. It's awesome.
Sweet.
And that will come in handy later. She tells Caitlin to run and don't look back. Charlie just lays down to die after Caitlin runs. But then Caitlin's like, no, I'm a cute kid. I'm coming back and saving my mom.
She comes back. She's, Mom, stop being a baby.
While this is happening, we see Timothy getting picked up by the helicopter. Caitlin is quoting her mother from earlier. Stop being a baby. Life is pain. You get used to it.
Yeah.
Don't die. She wakes up. Here we go. Charlie and Caitlin make a break for it, but Timothy is trying to shoot them. They're cornered. Charlie asks for help, but one of the guys said, nah, we ain't helping you.
And then, dun, dun,
we see Mitch is alive and awake. He drives the Muslim's car out of the trailer. You can't kill me, motherfuckers.
So awesome.
He drives to them, but Timothy is still shooting at him from above. And so she does this cool trick where she like cuts down, cuts something.
The counterweight, the guy that's hanging on fire.
Yeah, it cuts the counterweight, and she like flies up and she like
grabs it. She grabs his gun on the way up.
Yeah, it's real awesome.
Like,
and then shoots Timothy.
Falls out. Yeah, he's like, die screaming, motherfucker.
Falls dead. He falls onto the truck.
Yes.
And so she gets into the car, they're heading for the border, and the bomb explodes with Timothy on it. It's awesome.
Fuck.
And this bomb is huge.
They blew up Niagara Falls.
The biggest bomb ever. All those cops that were standing away saying, we can't come help you, they're dead too.
But they're driving toward them.
They're driving to the truck. But where they were sitting, they were like, if they just stayed sitting there, they would have blown up too.
But
they're way too close because
this
thing blew up like a mile.
And as they're driving away, I love this so much. It's like they drive through the border check, and even that is supposedly, I guess, is rigged with C4.
I guess.
And it explodes.
I don't know. I guess they made it out of kerosene bricks. I don't know. The whole place was laced with gas or something. I don't know.
My favorite shit. I love it so much.
But they made it. Everybody's happy. He says that you have your mother's eyes when talking to Caitlin. And he's just like, it's like, hey, we're not over yet. I still have this bracelet. We still got to get rich.
Hey, don't you remember? We're rich.
Yeah. So we cut to her driving. She's just out in the country in a convertible. It looks
and she's got the naked lady thing hanging from the rearview mirror, just like Mitch's car.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I was like, why does she have that?
I don't know. Maybe it's like a souvenir. It's like, hey, take this to remember me.
To remember Mitch, I guess.
So the president calls Charlie. He wants her to come back into the government. She declines and says she has enough money. She's a teacher.
Yeah, she's like, nah, bitch.
And apparently he's like, oh, I'm going to work on that. That's my next term, though.
Sure. And that never happened.
Yeah.
Ever.
She asked for a favor. We cut to Larry King. We see Mitch on the show. His ex-wife can't believe it that he's on it. I'm assuming that's ex-wife or like girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, something like that.
And he says, I'm always frank and earnest with women. In New York, I'm frank, and in Chicago, I'm earnest. So funny.
It's so corny. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And then we cut to Charlie is talking to her boyfriend, and she throws a knife at a cricket. The end.
And they also have goats.
Like, the dude's probably like, wow, I can never talk back to my wife again.
Yeah, she will kill me.
I am so screwed if we ever get in an argument. I will just have to be like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're right. Yes, ma'am. But that's the Long Kiss Goodnight.
Oh, God, I love this movie so much.
It's a classic. It's a classic I never knew existed.
Love it.
We just don't make movies in this country like we used to.
I know.
This is wild. There's so many points during this movie where I'm like, this looks so good. It's like, how does this look so good? It's just like a random 90s movie. I mean, it helps that it had like a $65 million budget in the 90s.
Yeah,
like I don't know. We'll just get into our category: the good, the bad, the ugly, and the fine. It's where we go through and we tell you what the good is, something we liked about the film, whether it be the acting, a scene from the movie or whatever. The bad, something we didn't like, whether it's plot, just acting, whatever. Just kind of like the good, but the opposite. Then you have the ugly. That's something that didn't age well. And then the fine, something that aged great. And so I'm going to start. I'll do the good is 90s action movies.
Yes.
And Shane Black.
Yeah.
Shane Black, just like half the movies you like growing up, he did it. He wrote them in some fashion.
Hell yeah.
And then he ended up becoming a really good director. Personally, I think he's a really good director. The Nice Guys is awesome. A great movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your good?
Oh, man. This movie makes me feel incredible. Makes me cry from joy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Everything. I love it.
It's just everything.
I love
the whole
everything
movie.
about this movie. It brings back all the feels.
It's like your movie. It's like
this
your
is my movie.
Nostalgic movie.
Yeah.
Okay, what's something bad from it, Jason? You got anything?
My bad, possibly. God. Jesus.
My bad is the fact that you made me watch a Christmas movie on Halloween.
It's not Halloween anymore.
It is,
sir.
At the time of recording.
The moment that Halloween is over,
the first thing I wanted to do was wake up and hear Jingle Bells on Halloween.
I'd honestly forgot that this was such a Christmas movie.
It is a straight up Shane Black.
And now it's my favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Again.
I don't know. I mean, no, I love the movie. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
It's okay.
I don't actually know what my favorite Christmas movie is. I don't have a lot of favorite Christmas movies.
I just love it so much.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the ugly, I think my ugly and the fine are the same.
Yeah.
Which is
That's going to be strange. Let's go.
The explosions.
Mm-hmm. The explosions. So the ugly is the fact that
pyrotechnics.
The ugly is the fact that half the explosions are too big, and the fine is the fact that they're all too big.
Yes,
the explosions.
Exactly.
Yeah. I definitely. That's actually So my ugly is the fact that the movie didn't make a profit, and Shane Black stayed away from blockbusters for a decade. My fine is the special effects and the ginormous explosions.
Same thing.
That's the best.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
I thought the soundtrack was super good.
Yeah, it's a great soundtrack. All the songs. And take out the Christmas songs and be a great soundtrack.
Hell yeah.
I'm just not a big Christmas boy.
Well, yeah, not the Christmas ones, but like all the other ones.
Even though I sing Christmas songs like all year, they get their earworms. Like I'll be driving on the forklift at work and I'll just be like using the horn to do jingle bells.
Parasites. Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, so we're gonna hit our next category, our double feature. What's the double feature you got for this movie?
Yeah, maybe Die Hard, I guess.
Yeah, that could work. Mine was Born Identity.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is the Bourne film. It's literally about a guy who has amnesia. Yeah.
And he's a spy. Not Gina Davis.
It's essentially just male version of this movie set in London. You sound like you're from London. So yeah, that's it.
That's so awesome. I love it so much. Made me so happy.
Yeah, so join us next week because we are releasing a podcast over the film The Social Network, directed by David Fincher in celebration of his new movie The Killer.
What?
Yeah, it's got Michael Fassbender in it and it's great. Cannot wait.
That's awesome.
And the social media or social network is like just, probably the best movie that came out in the 2010s. Most like, I don't know, probably the most important movie that came out in 2010s because, Facebook is the biggest thing ever in the 2010s. Yeah. So join us next week for that. I cannot wait. It's one of my favorite movies, actually, by one of my favorite directors. So I can't wait. And you haven't seen it. No, this is actually an explosionless movie. There is no explosions.
Spoiler alert, there's no explosions. So just clog your ears.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to thank Joey Prosser, who did our intro and produced our music for us. You can follow him on X at Mr. Joey Prosser. If you want to follow us on social media, just go to our linktree / We Recommend Pod. You can follow us on social media there. You can also listen to us on a different platform there. So if you're listening on Spotify and you want to listen on Amazon Music, you can. And that will be it. That's pretty much all I got. Do you have anything that you
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yes. Merry Christmas, because Christmas starts as soon as Halloween's over in this country.
But I asked my mom, oh God, Jesus, that was a Freudian slip. I asked my wife.
Oh God. Oh
because my birthday is coming up this week.
Oh,
and
snap. Happy birthday.
The only thing that I ask for my birthday is that we wait to listen to Christmas music until November 3rd.
Yeah? Wow, that's
because my birthday's on the 2nd.
Y'all start listening to Christmas music on November 3rd?
We would start on November 1st, but it is my gift to me from my wife to wait 2 days.
You know what? Okay, so if Christmas is going to starting in November, it actually starts in October and September because Christmas stuff is already out in September. Then Halloween needs to start in freaking August
July,
or something.
Man. Yeah. I would love it. All year,
if for Christmas is going to be 3 to 4 months long, then we need to make Halloween 3 to 4 months
Halloween's
long.
Way better.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
Candy and horror movies. It's the best thing ever. But that wraps us up for this episode today. Thank you for joining and listening. Make sure to come back next Friday and listen to us talk about the social network. This has been We Recommend. I'm Jesse.
I'm Jason.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.